Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin back at it again, trying to shoot more videos for you guys. So today's video is going to be what happened to, I guess, all of my Lexus ISs. I had 3. My first one, the very first one that I bought for myself, that one, it's a tough loss in my opinion. I was very bittersweet about it, as I want to say, this close to finishing my build and making it look so clean with air suspension. It was on its way, but you know, oh well, things happen. So the first one I had was a 2013 IS 250. It was a gray one. Today's video, we're gonna be doing a driving POV. Hopefully I can do this safely. So we're gonna be talking about how I had 3 of the same Lexus ISs. Guess we can get on the road. We'll start talking about it. So as you guys can tell, let me put on my seatbelt. All right, so as you guys can tell, I am currently in another IS. This is my 3rd one. So the first one, guys, was my very first Lexus IS. I babied that one until I unfortunately hydroplaned on the freeway when it was raining in December 2 years ago. I still miss that car, but it taught me a lot. It taught me what I can do, and it pushed me to my limits of now hopefully becoming a mechanic. Anyways, guys, so what happened to the first one was I was bittersweet about it. It was my very first build. I wanted to VIP the car. It was a really great daily, no issues with that car. It ran perfectly fine. I was the second owner. It only had, when I bought it at the time, it had 75,000 miles. Ran it up to 100, I want to say 110 or 115,000 miles. And it was still running super strong after that. Like I said, unfortunately, I hydroplaned and I smacked the center divider. Luckily though, I was super close to hitting someone on the freeway. So instead of hitting someone, I just smacked into the wall instead. I lost control. There was nothing that I could do. My brakes locked up and I hit a bump when it was raining. I had traction control off and it ended up spinning me. Don't ask me why. But yeah, so that's how I lost my first one. I am still kind of bittersweet about it because I was super close to bagging it, and I would have been done with the build and it would have been super clean in my opinion. But I guess things happen, so no worries. That's why we're back in another one. Another thing that I want to say is after that I sold everything. I just wanted it gone. There was nothing I could do. What they wanted to fix it was honestly way too much. They wanted like about, I want to say, I got quotes from body shops that were charging me around, I want to say 5 at the lowest, to about from 5 basically to 9 grand. And at that point I was like, yo, what the fuck, why not just buy a new one and just restart all over? And the only thing that I kept from that car was my wheels, because I had the spare rims still, so I just gave them to the new owner. And what makes me bittersweet about this is after the new owner bought my first one of my homies saw it on the freeway perfectly fine, as if it was never in an accident. And that is what's prompting me to go and become a mechanic. I want to learn how to do body work so that I can fix cars, so that if I ever do get into that situation again, or I can fix it up and do it myself for cheaper. That car, honestly, I've seen it once. I'll try to insert the clip. yeah, so that's what happened to my first one. After that, I ended up getting the Civic, as you guys know, on my channel. If you guys don't, I'll leave a little playlist for you guys right here. I was driving the Civic for a while. I still need to supercharge it. I've just been really busy and a whole lot of personal things came up at me within the beginning of the year. So yeah, guys. So the time that I had the Civic, I also had recently bought another IS 250. It was a gray one, 2007. My first one was a 2013. And the 2007 one was not all that good. I got it super low from a friend. I was just going to daily it until some things started happening to the car. I took it to my mechanic. He had told me that it's going to be a lot of work. Sheesh. He said it's going to be a lot of work to get that car running. Basically, it's gonna cost an arm and a leg to fix it up and to drive it. Personally, I did not want to put that money into the car solely because the car wasn't clean. No offense to the person that I bought it from. He gave me a good deal on it, and I ended up selling it a couple months later because pulley got shot, transmission is shot, and the engine would. I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not bashing him or anyone about the car, but once the transmission solenoids are shot, you basically have to replace a whole new transmission, and that runs up to, it's like at least like a couple grand for a new transmission, and I didn't want to do that. Instead, I ended up selling it because I didn't want to put more money into something that isn't gonna give me any value back. So I ended up selling it to somebody on OfferUp. I made my money back and some. Then that money went towards this car instead of supercharging my Civic. It's cool owning two cars, as you can drive two different ones whenever you want to. My Civic is stored away, and this car is my daily driver, solely because this car can take me from A to B and there's no issues or nothing wrong with the car. So this is my third IS. I'll do a quick pull for you guys. So this is my third IS. This is a 2011 IS 250 F Sport with the 2.5 liter, 2.5 no shit.
2JZ engine, no shit.
This car is a great daily. Personally, I like this car because of the looks, and the power isn't too bad. Yes, I wanted a 350, but if you're trying to find a 350 from 11 to 13, it is almost damn near impossible to find one. And if you do find one, they're super expensive, and the car market currently is really expensive, and it's not really worth it buying another car. I got lucky with this car. I was picking up parts for the Civic, and I happened to drop by a dealership to pick up those parts, and in that dealership I ended up walking around. I went to other dealerships that were right across the street, seeing this blue one, and I always wanted blue. Blue is my favorite color. But yeah, guys, this car picks up pretty quick. I don't really have any complaints. Honestly, mainly the driver that makes the car move. You can have all the power you want, but if you don't know how to drive, then it's just completely useless to have all that power. I have driven faster cars before. I've also learned how to rev match in this car really well. Anyways, guys, this car is one of my favorites. If anyone is wondering, this car is sitting at 104. I got this car for a decent price. I want to say I bought this car for about 14 out the door, which honestly is not too bad in today's market, considering 2 years ago when I first bought my 2013, that costed me, I want to say out the door was 13,000 or 13,500 was around that price that I paid for my first one. So paying 14, F Sport, ultrasonic mica blue that you cannot find nowhere. Having the F Sport package, it's honestly a no-brainer to me, at least. because it's something that I wanted, and it's something that I always wanted since I got my first one. I always wanted a blue one, and having this is so surreal to me. But yeah, guys, so that's the story on all my ISs. Personally, the next thing that I want to do to this car is honestly just finish what I started from my first build. VIP this car. Hopefully that'll come soon. That's the plans for this car. I do have some mods coming for this car very, very soon. Where the fuck am I, bro? Sorry guys, I'm not in Long Beach no more. I moved out. All right guys, so another thing that I wanted to let you guys know is I do not live at home. So the way that I was recording all those mods was because I was staying at home and with my parents, or should I say my mom didn't charge me rent. But yeah guys, living on my own, it's completely different. Forcing yourself to make money to afford the things that you want while going to school still, it's kind of hard, but that's, if you want something that bad, I mean, you'll find a way to get it. But anyways, I do have mods coming for this car. Something different about the F Sport package is they have these ISF style seats that feel like a bucket. They have like this extra cushion and it hugs you really tight. And that's one of the main reasons why I wanted a F Sport. I originally was looking for a 350 in a third generation, but finding out that that car is honestly right now in the current market is really overpriced. Some mods that I do want to get for this vehicle would be air suspension again. I'm still debating about getting the RR Racing Tune. It's either the RR Racing Tune or the M-Force Tune, one of the two. I had RR Racing before. It was okay, not too bad. I had no issues with that tune. The only thing that's prompting me to try M-Force Tune is revs drop a little bit. Let the revs drop a little bit. Honestly, I'm able to downshift a lot smoother than I did before. I know back then I used to drive all wonky and really bad. Another thing is between the two tunes, the only reason why I'd want M-Force is for the pops and bangs, but that's really bad for a car in general. So that's one reason why I don't want it. So most likely I'm going to be looking at RR Racing Tune. I don't want to go all out on this. I don't want to go all out on this build just yet. Like I said, I still have the Civic that I need. Once I finish the Civic, then possibly I might go all out. Possibly change the front end. I don't think I will. This car is, honestly, to me, it's a timeless look, and it aged really well for what it is. That's a clean Evo. Look at that. Clean as Evo. And there will be some future mods coming in soon. I recently bought some things for the vehicle, but I hope you guys enjoyed the POV of me driving around. As you guys can tell, you can totally hear the air intake noises. But anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time that I had to tell about all of my ISs. Honestly guys, I would still recommend a Lexus. It is made by Toyota at the end of the day, so you're still getting that reliability. If you guys are looking to get one, I would recommend finding one with low mileage, maintenance records done, no more than 2 to 3 owners, and yeah guys, if you're looking for one, that's what I would look for. That's how I looked for mines in the past. And without breaking the bank, the second gen is definitely always going to be there. There aren't many 350s, so you know, having a 250 isn't all that bad, honestly guys. If you know what gear you're in and what gear to use when you're racing or whatever, then you should be fine. If you don't, then honestly you shouldn't be driving. This car has plenty of power. You guys just need to honestly downshift it and find the right gear to use when driving. I love that F Sport intake sound. This is honestly way better than the previous InGen intake that I had. That InGen intake produced noise, but it wasn't as loud as this F Sport intake. Having a feel for what the car is. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and hopefully I can provide it for you guys. I hope everyone enjoys. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you guys for watching and supporting. It means a lot to me. Stay safe out there, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.